What is up, world? What is up, world? What is up, world? You are here, and we are DC4L. We are Dallas Cowboys for life, Cowboys Global Cast, and it's your boy and Autumn. We tapping in for this week's show, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about coaching them up. We need to make sure that that happens this year. Autumn, how you doing, man? How are you this week?
I am good. I'm good. Had a decent weekend and just not ready for the work tomorrow, but I'll be there. How about you?
Hey, same. I had an extended week. I've been out since Wednesday of last week, so it's now time to go back to work tomorrow. And I'm like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But
Okay.
we gonna make it do what it do. Listen, um, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Whether you're catching this live or you're catching it simulcast, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Please hit those notification buttons so that when we go live, you'll definitely know that we are here. Me and Autumn are about to get this thing started. Like I said, we're gonna talk about coaching them up and the coaches that we have here at the Dallas Cowboys at the Star AT&T Stadium. Man, we got to bring championships back, right?
It's
So
time. The time is now.
the time is now. So we're gonna get this thing started. I dedicate this show to one of my OGs, my great aunt who passed away. And definitely we buried her this weekend. She is one of the biggest Cowboy fans that you would ever want to know in life. So we'll dedicate this show to you. And preferably this season, we're gonna bring one home. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back. Autumn, definitely what I know I'm going to have to do is change the intro to make sure that you're represented in that as
I was
well.
sitting here thinking, like, do I have some? I think I got some pictures from my old game. I can
we we definitely got to make sure that you're represented in the intro. Listen, so you weren't here last week,
put.
and I went through the defensive positions of the Dallas Cowboys. We went through the roster, and we spoke about the rosters and from the 2D perspective. And definitely, I'm going to go through the defense, and I want you to give me a number grade, okay? I
You
want you to
want
give
what?
me a number.
What are we doing? 1 through 10? Is that what we did?
1 through 10. One
Okay.
through 10 number grade. I need you to give me a number grade. First and foremost, I'm going to give you a big highlight because everybody needs to know, from this standpoint, what we're looking like, what the Cowboys is looking like this year. I just want to tell you, this is a new defense. This is a defensive reload. Last year, we had Sam Wilson starting at the end, Osa at D tackle, Kenny Clark at D tackle, Dante Fowler at defensive end, Kenneth Murray at linebacker, garbage. Jack Sanborn at linebacker, hot trash. Damone Clark, Deron Bland at one corner, Kier Elam at another corner, Donovan Wilson at safety, hot garbage, and Malik Hooker at safety. And the biggest thing with Matt Eberflus was the defensive coordinator, garbage. This year at end, we have Rashawn Gary, Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark at defensive line. Then we have at the other linebacker, because we're running the 3-4, either Edaraku or Lawrence. And then it one linebacker, inside linebacker, DeMarvion Overshawn. Other inside linebacker, D Winters. Of course, Deron Bland on one corner. And Kobe Durant, I think, is going to be looking like the starter. Of course, the best player in the draft, we got Caleb Downs, Jalen Thompson, and Malik Hooker. And then, of course, to back Malik up, we got PJ Locke. Man, this is the new defensive look here, Autumn. So I'm going to go position by position. Right defensive end, you got Quentin Williams. LT Overton that we drafted from Alabama. Odele Dio. We signed as a free agent. Okay, that is the left defensive end room. What do you give that room?
So I gave that room just based off of the research that I did. I gave it an 8. I
Mm.
gave the defensive tackles an 8. Oh no, wait, that wasn't the defensive tackle.
Defensive end,
I mean,
defensive end with Quentin Williams.
oh, with Quentin Williams. Sorry, my bad. That's not what I did there. I did. Oh, actually, I did give them an 8.
You gave him 8.
I gave him an 8.
I gave. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I gave him a 7 based on Quentin Williams.
Maybe I think that's what I was basing it on too. Just him alone.
Quentin Williams by itself is an 8. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So the other guys kind of average. LT Overton, we don't know who he is. Odele, he was decent last year. So bring it down.
Even so
So
he wasn't like super bad. You think he gonna do any better this year?
I mean, he's gonna have to just listen. All you got to do is spell Quentin Williams, but Quentin Williams has been working hard. He has been really going at it, and I've been seeing clips from him from OTAs and just him working out. Look, eh, I'm ready. He's ready. You know what I'm saying? At nose tackle, we got Otto Ogbenyana, who came from the Chargers last year, who was really good at the Chargers. Jonathan Bullard. No, I'm sorry. Jay Toya, Tommy Dunn, and Kevin Gilliam.
Okay. So, and I was reading about, say his name again. Oh,
Otto Ogbenyana.
I is it Otito?
Oh yeah, Otito. I'm sorry. I will mess a name up. But
Me too.
Ogbenyana. Otito
Um,
Ogbenyana.
who wasn't like super duper like in the, how can I say it, like super flashy or whatever, but was solid, like was pretty much solid. Um, I gave them a 7. I gave
I,
him a 7. I gave that room a 7.
I gave this room a 6. I gave
Oh,
this room a 6. I gave
look
this
at
room
me being more optimistic than you. Look at that.
a 6. Look at this. The defensive tackles, Kenny Clark, Jonathan Bullard, DJ Withers, excuse me. That's your defensive tackles.
Wait, say again.
Uh, you had Kenny Clark,
Art.
Jonathan Bullard,
Mm-hmm.
and DJ Withers.
Okay, so I gave them a 7.
Wow, you handing these 7s out. I'm challenged on them 7s, but guess what? Guess what? I gave them a 6.5. Based
Okay.
on Kenny Clark is an 8. Kenny Clark's an 8 by itself, right?
Yeah, I almost said 6.5, but
But I gave him a 6.5. All right. So at your left outside linebacker, Rashawn Gary, Malachi Lawrence, Maris LaFau, and Isaiah Land.
I mean, and this is probably like the name that I know the most is Malachi Lawrence, and I know how helpful he's going to be to this team. And you mentioning him third, the other two in front of him must mean that they have some sort of edge over him. Well, they experience, I guess you could say. So I gave him an 8.
Yes, I gave this room an 8. This is probably one of the better rooms. Rashawn Gary, who played with the Packers last year, and look, he had 10 sacks before Kenny Clark left. You can just pencil this guy in for 10 sacks. That's what he does. When Kenny Clark left, he had a horrible back end of the season. Why? Because you don't have a monster like Kenny Clark next to you, right? And then Malachi Lawrence, who we drafted, who's going to be a beast, who's going to be a dog. We don't know what he is yet, but I do believe he's going to be a dog. And then you have Maris LaFau, who I love him. He plays with his hair on fire from sideline to sideline. He's an animal, a straight beast. And then Isaiah Land is the HBCU grad dog. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. Another one of them Florida A&M guys. He is a dog. So I love this room. I gave it an 8. We both gave it an 8. We agree here. Left inside linebacker, DeMarvion Overshawn, Shamar James, Curtis Robinson, and Langston Patterson.
It was
Okay.
another 7 for me.
So what'd you give this room?
I was another 7 for me.
Mm.
That's what I gave them.
And guess what? I gave him a 7 as well. I like DeMarvion Overshawn. He's a solid 8 to me. When he's healthy, he's a dog, right? And then Shamar James is an X factor. Listen, if there's anybody who's gonna have a breakout year this year, it's gonna be Shamar James,
Okay,
right?
look
In
back
the
on it.
yeah, in the 3-4, he played this position at LSU. Can really get it. And CP, again, we're gonna get into coach him up here in just a minute. CP is gonna take care of business for real. And then Curtis Robinson, a free agent we brought in, and Langston Patterson is another guy we picked up in 26. So the right inside linebacker, D Winters from San Francisco, free agent. Jay Sean Barnum, another one of our draft picks who I think was a poor man's what's the boy name? Not Sonny Styles, but Arvell Reese. He was a poor man's Arvell Reese. And then Justin Barron, who I thought was decent at times last year. That's your left inside room. What do you get those guys?
It's probably just because I didn't know enough about them, but I gave them a 6.5.
So here's where I disagree. This room is a 7, a solid 7. D Winters himself is a solid 7. He really spelled San Francisco when their middle linebacker got hurt, and I've loved him since TCU. I've loved him since he was a Horned Frog. Definitely a dog, an animal. Jay Sean Barnum played for Toon, that team up north. You know what I'm saying? Of course, and like I said, he's a poor man's Arvell Reese. And when you look at it, and then of course Justin Barron, who I thought was really decent at times. Donovan Ezeraku, we're looking at the right outside linebacker. Donovan Ezeraku, James Houston, yes, Sam Williams, Tyrus Wheat. Ooh, I'm just gonna tell you,
You were really excited about that room, huh?
I gave this room an 8.5.
Did you?
Solid 8.5.
I gave him a 7.5.
Donovan Ezeraku is an 8. James Houston is a beast. He's just light in the butt, but he's going to be playing linebacker instead of defensive end, right? And then Sam Williams played this position at Ole Miss. He's a dog. So I love Sam. I just think, Sam is just, he wild. He got a little bit of that George Pickens in him. He's just wild, man. You know what I'm saying? Need to be trained. And then Tyrus Wheat, another guy from a small school who's just a dog. I love it. I love that room. room.
Where did he come from? Travis Wheat.
Tyrus Wheat is from, let me see, I'll tell you. Small school. Well, no, he's actually, last school he played for was Mississippi State. My bad. State. But he played for a smaller school before that, transfer portal.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you get this room?
I gave him a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Cool. I
What'd
really love the room.
8.5, right?
8.5. I love this room. That's a solid linebacking crew right there. Left cornerback, Deron Bland. Devin Moore from Florida, the youngster that we just drafted this year. Kalen Carson and Josh Butler. Another room I love. Talk to me.
I gave him a 7.5 too.
I love this room. I'll take a 7.5, 8. I love it. I love the room. Devin Moore, I think, is going to pay dividends more than we know at this point. At strong safety, Jalen Thompson, Marquise Bell, Florida A&M guy, but he was playing out of position. I still can't believe he was playing linebacker at one point. It's crazy. And then Julius Wood. Thompson came from Arizona, and he was super solid at Arizona. What'd you give this room?
I mean, they're young. Because I think two of them were two of them drafted?
One.
Or it was just the one?
Yeah, but well, actually, no. All of these have been in the league. Julius Wood was in the league 1 year. Marquise Bell has been in the league 4 years, and Thompson's been in the league for a minute too.
I don't know why I thought the first guy that you said had just been
J-
drafted. But again, and that's just excuse my ignorance, y'all, because I have not been around because these Cowboys be giving me a heartache. But I'm back. So I gave them without knowing too much about them, I gave them a 6.5.
okay, I like it. I gave him a 6.5 myself. That room is decent. Okay. Malik Hooker, who was with us last year, who's been a really solid staple in defense. If uh, Donovan Wilson was the only one that played out of, he was always out of position. Always, he was always mixing up coverages, and
Wow.
that's gonna stop. And I can't listen. I'm just glad he's gone. Let him go. I hope he goes and plays with the Bad News Bears. I don't care at this
That is
point. He's gone.
hilarious.
I'm just glad he's not a Cowboy. You know what I mean? PJ Locke and Elijah Clark. So PJ Locke played with Denver, and he was really good with Denver. Guess who else was with Denver when PJ Locke was there?
Oh,
Christian Parker.
okay.
So
Oh, okay.
you see the theme here.
Right.
So I like Malik. I like PJ. Elijah's a wild card because he only been in the league 1 year, so don't know about him. What you get this room?
But wait a minute. This is his sophomore year, so he didn't get too much play last year, is what you're saying?
Not at all.
Oh, I'll give him a 6.5.
All right. So I gave this room based upon PJ Locke and Malik Cooker. I gave it an 8, a solid 8.
Oh,
A solid 8. Um, at our other corner, Kobe Durant, who played with the Rams, decent. You know, he had only a couple of interceptions in a couple playoff games for the Rams, so that's a bright spot.
no,
Siobhan Rivale, he's a year away from that injury, and anytime you have a knee injury, you got to at least give them a year to get themselves back because the knee is healed, but this ain't right. When your body's healed, your mind has to catch up with your body in that aspect, right? So yeah, I mean, you got Kobe, you got Siobhan, you got Bridges, and you got Darion Kendrick, right? Darion Kendrick was another person that came over from the Rams. So we picked up two guys from the Rams and Siobhan Rivale there and Bridges we picked up from the Chargers and Kobe Durant we picked up again from the Rams. I gave that room a 7.
I was gonna say 6.5. It just seems like too much of the unknown,
Yeah,
especially the knee thing.
I mean, Siobhan Rivale. I'm praying for a big year for him. Big year for him. He's a 4-3 guy. 6'2", 6'3", 4'3". You can't teach those measurables. You can't coach them.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You either got it or you don't. And then at our slot corner, we got Caleb Downs, Reddy Stewart, Corey Ballantyne, and Zion Childress. Gave this room a solid 8, only because Caleb Downs, he ain't played a down in the NFL. But guess what? He's a 9. Argue with the wall and your mama.
Automatic 9. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. He played underneath a former NFL coach who was spectacular. Like, who knew that this man, Matt Patricia, was going to come to Ohio State and do what he did? And in coming in, we've talked about this off air, right? We've talked about how excited Caleb Downs is, how he has already learned the playbook, how he already said that, getting to the NFL was not the goal. And he's always been just that focused and just that determined. So he is definitely a 9 by himself, but we'll go with it.
Listen, I almost tears came to my eyes. That boy said, "Get to the NFL." It wasn't the goal. I'm so happy.
You know what I'm saying? Put the star on, big baby. Let's go.
I'm so happy he put the
Let's
star
do
on.
it. As much as I have tried to catch up and just listening to you and listening to just other podcasts and stuff and realizing that our defense really was what was crippled in this whole situation. It's refreshing knowing that I've watched Caleb Downs, these last couple of years, and I know what he can do. So
Yeah, absolutely, Autumn, and that's what we talking about, right? So that's the defense as an overall. I gave the defense an overall 7.5 grade,
Dang,
and I'm just gonna tell you, I don't expect them to be top 10, but all we really need to be is top 15.
that's a fact.
You know, all we really need to be is top. When you
Well,
have an
a few more stops than we had last year, right?
That's it. When you have an offense that's top five, which I expect this offense to be top five again, right? I expect this offense to be top five. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, if this defense is top 15, we win four more games, 4 or 5. Easy, easy, because you're gonna have to score to beat this team. They're gonna score. It's something, Autumn. I want you to check this out before we get into coach them up. Right? I was speaking today, and I was telling some guys on the other podcast. Look, when you play defense, and you got a George Pickens on one side and a CD Lamb, let me see, a CD Lamb on the other side. Right? What ends up happening is your defenses have two safeties up top. Now, who are you going to double team? Who you are you're going to double team both of them? So you're going to use your cornerback right
Mhm.
here and your safety and double team here, and your cornerback and your safety and double team here. If you do that, guess who's going to kill you? Jake Ferguson, Ryan Flournoy over that middle. Listen, I would run the a skinny post till Jesus comes back. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. If you're double teaming these outside receivers, I'm running the skinny post, and you're not gonna stop it. It's over with. All year long. Ryan Flournoy will eat. He will look like the best receiver in football, or Jake Ferguson will look like the best tight end in football because that skinny post. And don't forget, Michael Trigger's out here and gonna make a name for himself, and he makes a name by catching with them big old bear mitts he got, catching everything that you throw, right?
Let's go.
So Autumn, I'm trying to tell you that offense is gonna be top 10, top five probably.
You getting me excited.
Yeah, so it's top
I'm
five.
ready for the season. You getting me excited.
So when we talk about that, the defense just needs to be top 15. And what do we need? We need them to coach them up. We need them to coach them up. That's what we need. We need Christian Parker. We need Shotty. We need both of you guys to coach them up. And when you look at it from the head coaching perspective, of course, we have Brian Schottenheimer. That is our head coach. Offensive coordinators, Clayton Adams. Love Clayton Adams, right? Quarterbacks coach, Steve Schmiko. Running backs coach, Derek Foster. Wide receivers coach, Junior Adams. Tight ends coach, Lunda Wales. Lunda, that's my guy. Offensive line coach, Connor Riley. Now, look, Connor took them boys last year and did something special with them. He made them cohesive. There were times they were shaky, but they kept Dak clean for the most part, and he was throwing lasers. And George Pickens to the tune of 1,400 yards. Dak, for the first time in years since Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb had two receivers over 1,000 yards. He's going to have three this year. Book it.
Three. You said we're gonna have three
He's
all over.
going to have three. He's going to have three over 1,000. Book it. Flo is going to act a donkey this year. Book it. I'm telling you. So when we look at Lunda, right? Lunda has done a good job taking up where Mike McCarthy left off as far as the tight ends is concerned. Most people don't know that Mike McCarthy was a tight end in college, and he's kept a great tight end throughout all of his years, starting with Green Bay as a head coach. He had Bubba Franks. He had Jermichael Finley. And then he got here and he got to Dallas and he had Dalton Schultz. And then he had Jake Ferguson, right? These are guys. He tried to draft Schoonamaker. And this is I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a Schoonamaker money. I gotta make some money year, right? But Lunda, from what I'm hearing, everybody loves Lunda. And they love what he does. They love him as a coach. They love his philosophy. And you know who Lunda was high on? Michael Trigg.
Mm. Okay.
And this is a year, man. This is one of those years where they got to go out and make their money. So offensively, and then when we talk about these coaches, Autumn, I need your opinion. Who is who is the coach to you that you deem more important on this roster outside of Schottenheimer?
I'm going to say I'm going to say the offensive coordinator. And I think it's
Clayton Adams.
huh?
Clayton Adams.
Yes, Clayton Adams. I think it's because we need to be where we were last year, right? So Clayton gonna have to lock in immediately. You understand what I'm saying?
Immediately.
He's gonna have to lock in. So like we can't miss a step on offense. And so I'm going to have to say that Clayton is going to be the one that all eyes are going to have to be on at this point.
Yeah, and Clayton and Shotty work together. So they're like co-offensive coordinator. It's like it's both of ours. Like in Friday, when he was like, I hate to ask you.
Right.
For my bike back. It's kind of like it's both of ours. But,
right.
With Shotty and Clayton, they share those responsibilities. And when it comes down to it, for me, I would agree, that there has to be some parity because these are NFL players.
Yep.
And, when they get home, they're doing this. This is a remote, by the way. They're doing this. They're looking at, you're not just going to come in their house and run the ball down their throat, throw the ball down their throat. They're looking for some kind of key. They're looking for some kind of sign to try to figure out what you're doing. So it's up to Clayton, and I agree with you. It's up to Clayton Adams and Shotty to continue to have this offense evolve. But if we call him Shotty, but his last name is Schottenheimer.
Right.
His daddy, Marty, was a dog.
Correct.
And he would evolve, right? So I believe that he will evolve. And I'm looking for him to evolve. And I'm looking for him to get better. So when we're talking about that, I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%, that we have to get better. And we have to continue to evolve and get better offensively. Now, I did hear a rumor. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead with the rumor.
I did hear a rumor that I want to address. Remember, I told you offensively what I thought our weakness was, and that was running back too.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, I said, I want a big year from Jadon Blue. If I get a big year from Jadon Blue or Malik Davis, great.
What did you say? 600 yards?
Yeah, that's it. I need it. But I've been hearing a whole bunch of smoke coming out of New Orleans because they're saying that New Orleans has to post June 1 cut Alvin Kamara. So what would you think about Alvin Kamara being the smash and the dash for the Cowboys? We have Javonte Williams being the smash and Alvin Kamara being the dash.
Why they cutting them from
costs too much money.
Oh, it's just a money issue?
It's a money issue. It's gonna save him against the cap if they cut him.
And you think that we'll pick him up?
I think we would. I think it would be to our benefit. Travis Etienne, Todd Chandler, and Audric Estime, Kendrick Miller, and Devin Neal are all running backs on that New Orleans team. But guess what? Alvin Kamara costs way too much, and they're gonna have to cut him.
We know Jerry. Sometimes he has a problem spending money, but he don't have a problem spending money on people that he really wants. So if he's supposed to be here, he will be here, and we'll get our smash and dash.
So would you like it? Would that be something you say? Yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
I'll buy it for $1. I'll buy it. Listen, as long as listen, I'm tuned into you right now. You know what I'm saying? As long as we get that second back that's going to contribute almost as much as that first back to make sure that we have a run game that we can rely on. And it's not going to be the same thing over and over and over where we get read down. Why wouldn't I want that?
I want it all day long, twice on Sundays. And I mean, I could literally see if he gets cut, us grabbing him and picking him up. But I don't see us trading for him. I see us getting him if he's cut, right? I I, I don't see it's too much in the trade, and it's too rich for our blood, especially with 2027 being a generational draft. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this to everybody who's watching, and I'm gonna say this to my co-host Autumn. Peep game, Autumn. Remember, I said this. You might want to take this
Remember.
down.
I'm gonna remember.
2027 draft is gonna reset the NFL. All of the old quarterbacks that are hanging out, they're gonna be gone. I mean, they're gonna be out of here, right? Because you have at least, I'm gonna tell you why it's going to reset the NFL. There's at least 60 kids coming out of this draft that will have a first round grade. At least. That's 2 rounds. That's the first, it's 32 teams. So that means you got 2 rounds of first round talent. So all of these hanger-ons are going to be gone. And if you don't believe me, anybody who don't believe me, go look at Draft Buzz and look at all of the top 60 names. Top 60 names will blow you away.
I can believe
it. You're like, oh my gosh. There's the least 8 quarterbacks that'll be playing in NFL and will be starting at some point from this draft, from 2027 draft. So
look at it. We got time to look at the list.
We got to get into the defensive court, and I will at the end of the program. I'll bring it up. But yeah, so giving up a draft pick for Alvin Kamara, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all. So when we look at it, defense, Christian Parker's our guy. CP is the guy that I believe that's going to take us to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And when I said, nah, for real, this is our year, nah, for real, I meant it because of Christian Parker. Christian Parker has taken guys and made them stars in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Under Christian Parker, that defense has improved everywhere he went. Denver, Philadelphia, everywhere he went, the defense improved. The defensive backs played at a high tier, high IQ guys, right? And you love that. You love that for real, man. So what's your thought on Christian Parker?
I thought he was a good addition to the team. He's young. Like you said, he's visibly gotten better with his schemes and the different plays that he calls or whatever. I like him. I like this addition.
Yeah, and you know, I love the fact that the thing that I think I love the most is the fact that Jerry is getting out of the way, and he's allowing his coaches to coach, right? And Steven, Jerry Jr., Will McClay have just told Jerry, hey, Dad, move back. We got this. We got this. We're about to handle it. Right. Let us do this, man. And it's like, you know, go over there and get some of that sugar booger, man. Get out the way. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Get a little Botox. Get a little Botox in that face.
I'm just saying. But no, for real. So, you know, that's something that is huge to me, and something that I didn't get a chance. I mentioned it last week, and I'm gonna mention it while you're here. Another key, he's not listed under our defensive coaches, but he's under the Cowboys employ, is BT Jordan. BT Jordan is the premier pass rush specialist guru. They call him the Whisperer. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. What's the boy over there at the Raiders? Max Crosby. The guys for Benito from Denver. All of them train with BT Jordan. Every last one of them trained with BT Jordan, right? And he's got these guys training, and then at some point, he had Micah Parsons. Some point he had DeMarcus Lawrence. All these guys went to BT Jordan. He is a Cowboys coach. Him being in the room not only improves our pass rush, but I've been watching videos where I've seen a couple of, like, I think it was Tyler Smith said, no, it wasn't. It was Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele said, yeah, BT invited us in the film room, and he was showing me how people, what they're looking like and what type of moves that they're going to try to use on me. Like, if he sets up this way, this is what he's trying to do against you. So not only is BT Jordan helping our pass rush, because he was an offensive lineman himself before, he's helping our offensive lineman. So now they're getting better as a result of BT Jordan. And I'm going to tell you something. Research his name, you guys, out there in Cowboy land. If you don't know who BT Jordan is, you need to know who BT Jordan is. BT Jordan is that guy. Ruben Bain, when he went to go train for the NFL draft, guess who he trained with? BT Jordan. Caleb Downs, guess who he trained with? BT Jordan. Guess who Arvell Reese trained with? BT Jordan.
I mean, everybody.
Sonny Styles came down here. BT Jordan. Like, so BT Jordan is the guy who I think is going to help us along with Christian Parker, and we're paying that money, man. We giving him that. We dropped the check. We dropped the bag off, and Jerry
opened his pocketbook.
It is what it is, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. So, but the defensive game pass coordinator is Derek Ansley. Defensive line coach is Marcus Dixon. Outside linebacker coach is Chidero Uzo Deribe. Inside linebacker Scott Simons. Secondary coach Ryan Smith. And Nick Sorensen is another one of those guys. Also, we've got a Muschamp on the roster as well as a coach. I'm so freaking excited. I cannot contain my excitement. Because when it comes down to it, Christian Parker's a new mind. One of the things he said, Autumn, is when he stepped in the building, DeMarvion Overshawn said this. He stepped in the building and he asked him, he said, hey, what do you do when this play happens? What do you do when this play? He's quizzing them. When he sees them in the building, he's quizzing them. He about business.
I mean, you would think that this is what happens. People just be walking in and don't nothing be going on. Like, that's crazy.
Autumn, do you think there was a rhyme and a reason for when we think about Eberflus? You think Eberflus was quizzing somebody? As trash as we were, look, me and you could have got out there against that defense last year and got 10 yards.
As long as we was just gonna get out there and stand out there and do nothing.
Me and you could have went and rushed for 10 yards. Give you the ball and go. We rushed for 10 yards against that Cowboys defense last year. It was ridiculous. It was paper mache. And so now when we look at the coaches, man, and I'm saying coach them up, there's a reason why. I mean, the talent is in the room. That's the first part. Yeah. That's why we went through the rosters the way that we did, because we wanted you guys to see that the talent is in the room.
Most definitely.
Right?
There's literally no excuse. Like, there's no excuse.
Right. And when you have the talent in the room, Autumn, what's the next thing you have to do?
You got to coach them up. You got to get them together.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that now. You see, like GP, news is coming out with GP, and GP is saying, I'm happy being a Cowboy. But let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you the story with GP in a second. Cowboy Nation, I got to talk to y'all again. Autumn, I got to talk to him.
Talk to us.
Hey, Cowboy Nation, stop this let's trade George Pickens talk.
I've been seeing that as well, and I don't get it.
Stop it.
I've been seeing it as well.
Get help. I'm doing the Michael Jordan. Stop. Get help. You know what I'm saying? For real, because when it comes down to it, GP is happy being a Cowboy. He's found his twin over there in CD Lamb. And you gotta understand, this man has been a dog. He just had never had a quarterback. And he got one named Dakota Rain Prescott.
Period. Put some respect on it.
So, I mean, again, will he be a Cowboy next year? I don't know. Because I think that he has a 1,400 plus year again, right? 1,400 plus year gets him $40 million. I don't know that we could pay $70 million for receivers.
Well, we better get everything up out of him that we need now. That's all I'm saying. If there's a possibility that he'll be over cap. So I just think that it's been a while since we've heard people say that they're just elated to be with the Cowboys. You know, that's where everybody just used to want it to play. And then the Cowboys started doing Cowboys things that didn't make any sense, right? And so now you have all this drama. There's been drama after drama after drama. And now we have someone who is worthy and who is going to be able to show out for us saying, I'm happy being here. That's enough for me.
It's enough. I think it would be enough for everybody, Autumn. I mean, honestly, but again, you know, I think we're traumatized. I think.
Hello?
I think Cowboy fans are traumatized. And when they have something good, they're used to it being taken. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Dak was having a monster year. I'm talking about he was throwing for 300, 400. He had 3 games in a row where he threw for 3 to 400 yards a game. Then he flipped his ankle, right? And he was out for the rest of the season. Dez caught it. You know what I'm saying? Dez caught it.
Please don't remind me.
DeMarco Murray fumbled in that game. And and then, you know, Tony Romo dropped the snap on a field goal that we just would have kicked. Like, it's one thing. Like, we're so traumatized. We're so traumatized at one point that it's hard for us to celebrate something good. But we have something good in George Pickens.
Have you told the audience how you had to drag me here just because I just, it's hard for me. I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, y'all. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan since I was 12. I have the pictures to prove it. And when I tell you I have been extremely heartbroken, I never thought I would be up here talking about the Cowboys on the podcast. But I'm here because, once again, I feel a little bit of excitement. And you're right. It is like almost like a fear of abandonment type of deal. It's like, we got it, we're rolling, we're doing it, and then we don't. Yeah. And then what's said? Cowboys being the Cowboys. I'm
Cowboys being the Cowboys. Same old Cowboys.
Break, y'all. I had to take a break. But you're gonna see me in my rawest form come season time. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just when it comes down to it, I have to keep it a buck. You know, I was right there with you. I walked away. We had built the podcast up, but I walked away from podcasting when we traded Michael Parsons. I couldn't see. I couldn't see. That one hurt me. That one hurt me. I couldn't see.
It was embarrassing.
It felt embarrassing, right? It felt, and then we traded him to the Packers for that, right? But I could tell you this: it worked for our good. It worked for our good, right? I couldn't, even the Herschel Walker thing wasn't as bad to me as this Michael Parsons thing. And maybe it was because I grew to love the young lion. You know what I'm saying? And he was that guy. But if it wasn't for Michael Parsons, would be no Caleb Downs. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate
it. Thank you for your contribution, sir. I appreciate it. You know, so there would be no Quentin Williams on our line. There'll be no Kenny Clark on our line. Thank you, Micah. I appreciate you, man. I mean, because your contribution to the Cowboys was felt, man. Contribution for the Cowboys was felt. And, I look at it and I said, Autumn, do you still have our records?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Yeah.
So I think my baseline for this year, my floor is 11 wins. That's my floor.
Okay, because I had you at 12-5 is what I had.
My ceiling's 12-5. My floor is 11-6.
6. And that was my ceiling. My ceiling was 11-6.
Yeah, I don't. What's your floor?
I mean, what it'll be 10-7.
10-7. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vegas got it wrong. Vegas only has us, I think, winning 8 games.
Oh no, we'll definitely win more.
They have us winning 8 games. They definitely got it wrong. I'm just gonna let you know the Cowboys this year are gonna be better than you think. Way better than you think. As long as everybody stays healthy, and I have to put that, barring injury, this Cowboy team is one that can go to the Super Bowl. And really, right now, if you ask me, I predict the Rams and the Cowboys in the NFC Championship. Mm. That's my prediction.
Get me to a championship one time for the one time, please.
I think Autumn, I think you're really going to see that this is a team that, like I said, we have the talent. The talent is on the roster. It's just time to coach them up. We've got to coach them up. And that's what I'm looking for. I need to see Christian Parker. I need to see Shoddy coach these boys up. Got to see it.
And I think
it's got to happen.
I think the energy around them, I think that they got it. Like, I think those two can do that. Like, they can definitely do it. They could definitely do it. I don't even think
absolutely. It's a family type environment, and I think when you look at it, these boys love each other. They want to perform for each other, which is something that we didn't have. That's a thing that the older Cowboys have, this type of camaraderie, right? I don't even think they liked each other for real. I think it was just kind of like we worked together. That's the dude from downstairs. We work together. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like, this is my brother, and I'm gonna put it on the line for him. You know what I'm saying?
And unfortunately, that type of thing happens when you're not winning. Like, that type of thing happens when, you're going, there's going to be people pointing the finger at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all times, somebody's going to be pointing the finger. So it almost makes sense that there was disruption in the locker room, and then in needing to, get new coaches and it's just always drama. Didn't I say that earlier? It's always some drama. So it's hard for them to function just like anybody else in a toxic work environment. You got brothers, you don't like them because they did this, they did that. And it's probably all of the issues is probably coming from up top, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. If we see that they are connected, like if the locker room is and then Christian Parker and Shoddy, I mean, there's no excuse, Dallas Cowboys. Listen to me. There's no excuse. There's no excuse not to make it somewhere.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly. Now we're going to get ready to get out of here. We thank you guys for rocking with us. I did say that I would mention some names here. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, but I want to prove to you that 2027 draft is the deepest draft that we've seen in our lifetime, and that's saying something. Jeremiah Smith, Colin Simmons, Julian Sand, Dante Moore, David Stone, Arch Manning, Leonard Moore, Nate Frazier from Georgia, the running back, Kingston Villamioso, the linebacker from Notre Dame, Chris Peel, cornerback from Stanford, Jordan Seaton, offensive tackle from LSU, KJ Bolden, safety from Georgia, Cam Coleman, wide receiver from Texas. Jalen McClain, safety from Ohio State. Keon Sabb, safety from Alabama. Sertine Perkins, linebacker. Ryan Williams, wide receiver from Alabama. Xavier Brown, cornerback from Alabama. Mateo Ugalele, DJ Ugalele's brother, defensive end from Oregon. Caden Green, offensive tackle from Mississippi. Jordan Ross, defensive end. Jordan Ross is defensive end from Tennessee. Really good. Javion Cole, cornerback from Arizona. Jamari Sharp, the other cornerback from Indiana on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Moore, wide receiver from Clemson, who was a dog who almost beat Texas himself. Trey Johnson, safety from Notre Dame. Carter Smith, tackle from Indiana. John Henry Daly, defensive end from Utah. Andrew Sprague, who we tried to recruit at Texas, offensive tackle from Michigan, who's really good. Linebacker slash safety from BYU. His name's Sutuala. He's really good. Linebacker Ben Roberts, who was behind the linebacker that went to Miami. What's his name with the mustache? I'll think of his name in a minute.
Yeah.
Mario Craver, Ahmad Harvey, running back from Missouri. Ellis Robinson, cornerback from Georgia. Will Echoes, and there's boys that haven't even been called yet, and I'm like, no, you're tripping.
Right. I was about to say, did they say Trinidad Chambliss? Because he'll be in the draft next year.
Not yet. Chris Cole, linebacker. Peyton Pierce, linebacker from Ohio State. Ryan Wingo, and this is at pick 30. So we've already went through 32 teams. 32 teams had a chance to get a dog. Ryan Wingo is a first-round draft pick, and especially he will be with Arch Manning. Mike Matthews, wide receiver, Tennessee. Bray Hubbard, safety from Alabama. Boo Carter, the cornerback from Tennessee. C.J. Carr, the corner, and they predict him to be a top 10 pick. C.J. Carr, quarterback from Notre Dame. Quincy Rhodes Jr., defensive line from Arkansas. Jaden Mayava, quarterback from USC. Mark Fletcher, the running back from Miami. Dog. Absolute dog. If you remember anything about Miami in the playoffs, Mark Fletcher was killing folk, right? You got Dylan Stewart, the linebacker, defensive end from South Carolina, who will probably be a top 10 pick. Miles Graham from Florida. Will go ahead.
I ain't say nothing.
Oh, okay. And then Keywan Lacey, the running back from Ole Miss. Dog. We saw what he did, right? Charlie Becker, the wide receiver from Indiana, who was just killing. He was killing. Charlie Becker's the wide receiver, tight end guy, 6'4", runs the 4.46. That guy. Then Addison Nichols, guard from SMU, and Luke Montgomery, guard from Ohio State. Bryce Pullip, cornerback from Texas Tech. Isaac Brown, running back from we tried hard. Texas tried hard to get Isaac Brown from Louisville. Dog, right? Deshaun Spears, safety, who's been all SEC all of his years. Safety, 208-63443. Brandon Staley, wide receiver, Tennessee. Aaron Flowers, safety. Edwin Spielman, and that was pick 60.
That's insane.
That was pick 60. And guess who you still didn't get? Trinidad Chambliss. You didn't get Trinidad Chambliss. You didn't get Trevor Gooseby. You didn't get Trevor Gooseby from Texas, who's All-American lineman last year. And he's a preseason All-American this year, right? Lenore Sellers. We didn't count Lenore Sellers, quarterback from South Carolina, right? He's not in the mix, right? And then you see,
And I would have thought I would have heard Trinidad Chambliss before I heard Ricky Williams, to be honest. I mean, Ricky didn't have a great year last year. Like they're
yeah,
expecting a whole lot more out of him this year.
absolutely. And then you got Nick Morris, the transfer from Michigan State, who went to Indiana, who's going to be a dog this year. You got Rasheem Biles, the linebacker, who's an All-American from Pittsburgh, who's at Texas now. You know, I mean, when I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There's 60 players that's going to have a first round draft grade in this draft. They're about to reset. They're about to reset the NFL
It's
next
time.
year's draft.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah,
Maybe bring a little bit more excitement back. I mean, it's time.
definitely. We'd like to thank you boys for rocking with us and being a part of the Cowboys Global Cast. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us and subscribe. Definitely. Just go and hit that subscribe button. Get your notifications on. Hit that notification bell so that when we go live, you'll definitely know that we're here. We're going to be here every Monday moving forward, myself and Autumn. And I'm excited about that. Definitely excited. This week's show, like we said, coach them up, coach.
Coach him
Coach
up.
them up.
Let's go.
Yeah, we need them to coach them up. Autumn, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I mean, just coach him up. But that's it. That's all we need right now. That's it. That's all I got to say. Follow me everywhere at Autumn the Aries. That's it.
Awesome, awesome. And you guys, again, thank you for rocking with us. We're going to get out of here. We're going to holler with you guys a little bit later. And I'm excited about this season. OTAs, voluntary OTAs is over with. And now, we're getting ready to start training camp here in just a minute. So I'm super excited. But as always, we are DC4L, Cowboys Global Cast. We're going to holler at y'all. Peace.